This is huge for the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics have been going through a little bit of an illness bug and an injury bug with Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porziņģis. So we're going to look ahead at Wednesday's game to see more updates on those two guys. And we're going to be talking about something a little bit interesting on how the Boston Celtics have a guy that can help them make this push for the number one seed against those Cleveland Cavaliers. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video on Celtics Digest. I am Patrick Billings, and before we get into the video, a lot of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're liking what we're dropping here every single week on Celtics Digest, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into this video. So the first thing, of course, that we are going to be talking about is the injury report updates. As we went over just a little bit ago, Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porziņģis have been missing some time with some injuries and some sicknesses. And we look ahead to tomorrow against the Trailblazers, as the Trailblazers are very short-handed. So we look at Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porziņģis both as game-time decisions. This could be a great game if they were able to go and get right back into the swing of things and get their conditioning going. This could be something huge for the Boston Celtics. And, of course, we'll start first here with Kristaps Porziņģis. Kristaps Porziņģis has been dealing with this illness for a little bit, and he is able to get to practice today, go through his walkthroughs, go through the film sessions, and Joe Mazzulla, his answers to Kristaps Porziņģis, says he's here. So, with that being said, Joe Mazzulla is a man of many words, as we all know. Seems like Kristaps Porziņģis might be able to get some playing time tomorrow, and that would be great for the Boston Celtics again against a short-handed Portland Trailblazers team who have been playing a little bit of better basketball, with Shaedon Sharpe being able to create some offense for this team. But if they're going to have to guard Kristaps Porziņģis, their offense might look a little bit different, and they'll be getting tired on defense trying to cover this guy, especially if he is on a minutes restriction. The Celtics will definitely be playing as a better team on offense and on defense as we look ahead to go for that number one seed, as we have been talking about here. And, of course, we'll go back to Jrue Holiday. And Jrue Holiday has been dealing with that finger injury. They're calling it this mallet finger that we have right here on the front of your finger. So the Celtics have been trying to straighten that out. They had him in a cast and they've had him in the splint, but he was able to participate in practice today. As Joe Mazzulla was asked a question about Jrue Holiday and his injury, here's what he had to say. He was able to go through practice. He was able to go through his shooting routine, and he was able to go through his individual workout. He was able to be with us the entire time. I mean, that is just a classic Joe Mazzulla answer. He's here in every single possible way, doing what he's needed to do. So this is a good sign for the Boston Celtics, as Jrue Holiday is a pivotal point to this Celtics defense as well as the offense as they look for that playoff push. As we all know, Jrue Holiday is one of the best defenders in the league, and he always has been since he's been in the league. And as we look ahead at this game on Wednesday, Joe Mazzulla said, on Jrue Holiday's playing, if he will be able to play on Wednesday, it's a possibility. We'll continue to see how he feels Wednesday and how he feels at shoot-around, but it's definitely a possibility. I mean, Joe Mazzulla just leaving us here on a little bit of a cliffhanger, of course. The Boston Celtics could use these guys, especially on these Trailblazers teams who are a little bit shorthanded. As we looked at, again, the Trailblazers are missing a lot of guys, as they're missing a lot of their primary defenders as well. Jeremy Grant's been out for a lot of games. Robert Williams, as we know as Celtics fans, as he is a pivotal part to any team's offense. Matisse Thybulle, always been known as a defensive guy, and DeAndre Ayton is out for a lot of time as well. So this is going to be very helpful for the Celtics to get on the right track, as they're coming off of a big win against the Denver Nuggets and a tough loss to those Cleveland Cavaliers. But if they want to make a push, it is games like this where they are going to need to win, especially on the shorthanded side, and getting guys back in like Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porziņģis, getting that conditioning back will come up huge for this Boston Celtics team looking ahead for that number one seed in the Eastern Conference. And now we're going to get into something that could also be very interesting for the Boston Celtics, and this could be really, really fun. So you're probably asking me, what could possibly be left for this Boston Celtics team that they have yet to use? This guy has been on the Boston Celtics for a while. He's in another stint with the Celtics, and this hasn't been used much in his NBA career, but it is very interesting to think about when you look at the Boston Celtics and how they run their offense, liking to run the 5-out offense with Porzingis, and with him missing games a lot in his career, this could be something that the Celtics look at, and it is none other than the Celtics backup center, Luke Kornet. Some of you may know this and some of you may not, but Luke Kornet, when he was at Vanderbilt University, he holds the NCAA record for the most three-pointers made by a player who is 7 feet tall, and he has 150 of those makes. This is very, very interesting. And of course, as you look below as well, he was an all-defensive player, and he has an all-time shot blocking record with 210 at Vanderbilt, which is no surprise to the Celtics. But the three-point shooting may come as a surprise for a lot of you Celtics fans, as well as myself. I mean, this could be something that the Celtics can look at going ahead to this playoff push. Why not give Luke Kornet the looks? He has the shot clearly, as it is shown in his past. This is not something to just kind of go over and just make him a defensive guy and a lob threat. If this is something that the Celtics can bring out of him, it could be very interesting. Kristaps Porziņģis is always being put on the elbow and putting up his jump shots in 28-footers from the top of the key. As we know, that is what he does. But if Luke Kornet is able to put up at least 1 or 2 3-point shots a game, this can make the Celtics very interesting going ahead, because a lot of teams are not going to expect Luke Kornet, of all people, to pull up from 3. And if he's able to even make 1 a game, that's great for the Celtics, or even just put 1 up just to have that threat and expand other teams' defense out to the 3-point line. This could be very interesting, and a way that the Boston Celtics can give these teams a different look, so that on offense they have a lot more options. And with the Celtics, you know, there's a ton of options on this team throughout the whole roster, but this is something that could be seen as a very good thing for the Boston Celtics down the line, especially on the playoff run. If Luke Kornet is able to knock down even just 1 3 a game, the Celtics could be looking at another championship run, which is crazy to think about. But Luke Kornet has always been there for the Celtics to give them a little bit of motivation down the line in the fourth quarter stretch on defense. And if he could give it to them on offense as well, this could be a game changer for the Boston Celtics. And if you guys are liking what we're talking about here, drop a like on the video and also drop a comment. I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on Luke Kornet. Should he be able to take some threes for the Boston Celtics? Would you feel comfortable with the numbers that he's had in college, regardless of how long it's been? It could give the Celtics some looks, and I would love to hear what you guys have to talk about. And I'll see you all in the next video here on Celtics Digest.